Howdy, guys. So I got a chance to preview Yell practice yesterday morning because the real Yell practice happens at midnight on Friday nights before home games, AKA last night, AKA way past my bedtime. But it's a really special tradition that started back in 1931. 5 elected Yell leaders teach the different yells and the traditional Aggie war hymn to more than 25,000 students. Last night was extra special, though, because Lady Rev ran out onto the field for the first time in 20 years, and the whole crowd erupted. Josh, her handler, told me that earlier today. It's really no wonder why the 12th man is so important to this Texas A&M football team, and no one knows that more than this guy right here, Von Miller. Thank you so much for being here on College GameDay.
Howdy. Yeah, it's great. That was my second midnight yell. It was incredible.
Oh, you were there?
Yeah, I was there.
Oh my! So seeing that, the B-roll right there, being here with all of these fans, how does it feel being home?
I'm always here at least for the spring game. If the bye week works out, I'll come watch a game. But I'm always here in College Station. I love it here.
Yes. Well, week one is all about the power of possibility, right? It's a fresh season, a fresh start with the new coach in Mike Elko. What's so special about this season for the fans this year for the Aggies?
I think it starts with Coach Mike Elko. He's an incredible coach. He did a great job for us before he went over to Duke. And if you have a great team, you got to have a great defensive line. And our defensive line is led by Shamar Turner, DeSoto, Texas. Connor Wigman is going to do great for us, man. I got us doing it big this year.
Absolutely, absolutely. Right? I mean, come on, it's Von Miller, y'all. Now, we know who you're going to pick, but what do you think the final score is going to be today?
What's that?
The final score, what do you think it's going to be today?
It's college football. It's first game of the season. I expect a lot of points on both sides, but I got the Aggies by 7.
By 7! Y'all heard it, Aggies by 7!
Look forward to it, and it's one, Kirk, that is going to be pretty significant as Miami's made some changes to try to elevate and contend in the ACC.
I think we've talked about this all week. I think of all the games out there from week 0 now on to week 1. This is the game I think is the most intriguing because of what's at stake for both teams. You know, we're hearing all about Miami and Cam Ward, Damian Martinez. This is the year. It's an opportunity really to show that Miami's ready to play with the big boys on the road in the SEC. So it's a great opportunity. On the other hand, you have Florida, third year with Billy Napier. They're trying to get off to a good start. Ridiculous schedule that they have after this game. And my thought is whoever wins, tons of momentum, Coach. Whoever loses, oh my gosh, you talk about trying to build a team back up, could be devastating. So I think this game has the most at stake for a week 1.
Yeah, and I think Cam Ward is going to be, a huge factor for Miami. And he's going to be a significant player. Maybe one of those guys that comes up this year as the guy that dominates college football. He's got that kind of capability, and I think they got better players around him. But to me, the thing for Florida is they have to be able to improve how they play defense. They gave up 38 points a game last year. They scored 32 points a game, which should be enough to win enough games.
Right.
But they got to improve their defense. They brought in Ron Roberts, who is a very well-respected defensive coordinator, and I think he'll have a significant impact on changing the culture of their defense.
Yeah, and he's actually coached with Armstrong before, and Armstrong refers to him as his football dad. So those two got a really good working relationship. But back to Cam Ward, I was at practice a couple of weeks ago, and I got a chance to see him live and in person. I'm going to give you guys a look at what makes Cam Ward so special and why they went and got this kid out of the portal. Let's take a look at today's road test presented by Goodyear. Now, there's Cam right there. He's the elite escape artist, meaning when guys break free like these two defenders right here, he's hard to bring down. But even more importantly, once he gets his balance, he always keeps his head up, eyes down the field. He's going to throw a nice ball. Not a great ball, but a nice ball because the receiver made an exceptional catch on this play. Number 2, he likes to throw the ball in the tight windows, especially in the red zone. The receiver on the hash is going to run a skinny post. We're taught to beat the defender right in front of us, which is the safety on the hash. Cam is taught to beat the wheel linebacker with the throw. As he holds the wheel linebacker right there to his left, at the very last moment, he throws a dart right into a small window for a touchdown. And what else does Cam bring? A high football IQ. The number 2 receiver here, he realizes is going to get bracketed by the nickel and the safety right there. He checks to a bracket beater. The number 3 occupies the safety. The number 2 splits them because the nickel believes he's going to have help over the top. That's just high football IQ from watching a lot of film, being able to make adjustments on the move, game time adjustments, switch plays. That's what he brings to their offense, Coach.
there's a lot of pressure on the coaches in the game. And the opening game is JS, job saver. Now, let's take the facts about the game. Both coaches go to their third year as head coach, both with a losing record. That put more pressure on them. And second, the Florida-Miami game is played in the game for the first time in 16 years. So that means Florida advantage. But Miami has the advantage with Cam Ward. He threw 48 touchdown passes last year at Washington State.
Wow.
He's going to be a great player. And excuse me. And then the key to this game is this: the real test of a coach is how they how they get their team ready after they lose this game. Because remember one thing, there's a lot of football to be played.
That's true.
A lot of football to be played.
Exactly.
You know, one thing I'd like to make a comment about, I know there's a lot of pressure on these coaches. There always are. There's pressure to win every game. But people have to be more patient in this day and age, to me, to allow people to build a program. And it takes a little longer than 3 years to do that. And I think both these coaches are doing a good job. They took over tough circumstances, and they're making them better. And they're going to get over the hump either this year or next year, but I hope the people have patience to do that.
Coach, to your point about having patience and everything like that, Miami, Coach Cristobal, I hope their program takes a step in the right direction with Cam Ward, because everybody wants to see the U back. That is a matter of fact in the football world. But talking about patience, Florida has Texas A&M in 2 weeks, and that's going to be a tough one. But at the end of the season, they have Georgia, Texas, LSU, Ole Miss, and FSU to finish the season. That's the last 5 games.
Wow.
So if they lose this one against Miami, then you got those 5 to close the entire thing out. Coach Napier is going to be getting paid to golf next year, and I think we all understand that, and that's the reality of the situation. He knows it. This is a massive one for the Florida Gators.
And you know what? If Cristobal loses, I think he's 2 games under 500 at Miami. He's 500 for his entire head coaching career. So there's a lot of pressure. I agree with Nick. You got to give them some patience and some time. But there are going to be some angry fans out there, and there's going to be a lot of noise around the loser of that game. So who's it going to be, Steve? What do you got?
We're going to try and figure out. We got this technology, Pat. So we got screen. All right, you called it. Everyone, Pat, you touched on it. They talk about the schedule. No one's talked about Florida's personnel. They led the country with 7 true freshmen starting every single game. See that record? That's
4-1, Stanford Steve. Let's go.
But with Florida, that personnel is good. They act like it's just a trash team. And again, the schedule is the schedule. They know who they have to play. That place will be on fire today. I think the defense, Cam Jackson up front's a tremendous player. The Florida defense with Graham Mertz is an improved player.
What's going to happen here? What's going to happen?
Florida at home.
Hey!
I like the
Win the game.
Right. Okay.
It works.
That worked?
I like the
And you got a graphic there. Huh? That's
Nice.
fantastic. Yeah,
All right.
That's good
great job by you.
We get better technology,
Better results.
and you're picking better now.
Better results.
How much